so heavy on the front.
Oh! Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Hanabi doesn't have dash.
Okay.
Desk. Again, this is Ian and Naisu. And this isn't a graphics glitch or anything. Falcons APBREN, the Titans, the gods, picked up a Hanabi for Super Marco, paired up with a Lolita. Naisu, I think I've seen everything.
I'm all for it. What are we calling this? Hanabita?
Hanabita.
Hanabita.
Lolibi. I don't know, but one thing for
Nib
sure
or say nibber.
Nibber.
So fitting. You said you'd never see Hanabi in MPL. Well, look at this.
She's here.
She's here.
She's here. She's arrived. Neighbor say neighbor to anything. Wow, again, the concept of this Hanabi and Lolita is that whenever, the passive of Hanabi is whenever she has shields, she's immune to crowd control. So Aqua, Light, even Nibor with his first skill stun. Super Marco will be indeed super bulletproof this time.
Yep.
Also has the Aegis. And again, the passive coming in from Lolita, she gives a lot of shields. And this time around, I never thought I'd see this in a level of this caliber. But when push comes to shove, Falcons APBREN, they'll put something out here.
I know I've heard the concept, and now we get to see the pros play it. That's exciting. I'm just wondering, you know, leave it to a team like FCAP to do it, by the way. Again, this was a team before that, you know, did some pretty crazy things even seasons past, and, you know, even getting a glimpse at FlapTZ on the Phobius, you know, when we saw that in the mid lane before from FCAP in previous seasons. So, again, we'll see exactly how this ends up working out. We already know how that works in synergy with the passives and everything else, but RSG, looking at their lineup, they have great coverage from the front line, from, you know, their damage profiles even. So maybe they're able to kind of overlap that. You know, how did Renoir put it? It's one of the poisonous ones. It's basically, it's toxic. People don't like to play against it if it's used. But now with a fight for the turtle, gonna break down. Two glorious pathways being dropped down. Noodle Blast gonna find multiple members. Few gets the turtle. Tempest Blades also being followed up. Kyle TZ possibly looking for a kill here.
Whoa.
There's the throw on FlapTZ, but the Infernal Pursuit's going to help them out a little bit further. They're still looking for Light, and they all survive the clash out there for that first turtle.
And after all that, everyone is still here. No first bloods yet, although Falcons APBREN did pick up that first turtle. A lot of ultimates actually expended. We've seen two glorious pathways plus the Numinum Blast connecting on to 3. And the sustain from both teams. Again, Nibor with the Revitalize came in clutch there as Light was able to evade a potential death. But here comes the problem for Light. Yes, you have the ejector. Yes, you have the unstoppable force. But you're going up against an unstoppable or a CC immune type of lineup with Super Marco and Ogwin.
Well, you never know how it's...
Never say never.
Yeah, at that point too, you know?
You know, fun fact though, Justin Bieber actually started, I think, when he was 14 or 16 years old.
Yeah.
Same with Nibber right now, currently 16 years old, but playing like a veteran. Wow, he literally said during the interview, I believe it was Coach Bandit, that he learned a lot from Nats before Nats' departure. You can actually see it.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh, wow!
Who got the purple
That
line?
was taken! Oh! Kosei on point with the Spirit Destruction. And that's... How many times have we seen that now, actually? Even last week.
Twice. Same hero. Was it also Kosei?
Last week?
Yeah?
No, it wasn't.
No.
No.
I think it was... Jome.
Yeah.
It was Jome.
We've seen it a couple times.
If I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
That's one of the great usages of the Spirit Destruction, though. And now, you know, he's got this little advantage you can play around with. But I'm not sure if he's still going to be able to do too much against that matchup against Super Marco. Meanwhile, though, Turtles spawning up here. Second one of the game. FCAP getting in position.
No, the problem here for Falcons APBREN again is the mobility that you'd expect from Super Marco. Not that mobile here, although the sustain is there, plus the shields coming in from Super Marco. It's not as aggressive, or could be aggressive as Kosei, but look at this, another ejector here.
Toss up again, Glorious Pathway, drop down, Few and Flap, forcing Aqua back. He still has the passive, so he's going to be fine for now. Turtle goes for the reset. Flap still at the front of it all, taking the brunt of the damage. And meanwhile, the 1v1 up top of the gold lane. And now Nibor here, 1 versus 2, make it 3. The lockdown comes in. Noon and Blast won't be able to find the target. Tessa Blades coming down too. Kyle Teasy quite low. And Flap finally getting taken down from RSG. They push, they shove, and now they have control of the turtle here. The Raiders looking healthy enough to find it out. Ogwin getting tossed up again into his death as he's going to fall. And Irad will secure the turtle. Light looking for Kyle Teasy, won't be able to find it. But they're happy with that, and they'll take a buff as well.
2 kills plus a turtle. Now depriving Kyle Teasy once again of 2 buffs. 1 orange buff and a while ago, Kosei with a Spear of Destruction steal. So right now, Kyle Teasy not having a good time. And looking at the levels of the 2 junglers still same. Level 8 for Kyle Teasy, level 8 for Irad. And looking at the items, Kosei here has the Corrosion Sight as well as Super Marco. But you'd expect this coming in from Ogwen. He has to babysit Super Marco here in order for this unique lineup of the Lolita and Hanabi to work.
All right, and with that, FCAP still relatively even in terms of economy, but they're losing, you know, some grounds here. Minor ways where RSG's utilizing the lineup that they have. And that's what they have to do. They have to play around light, be on this jawhead, throwing people into the arms of the rest of the team. Super Marco just picking up that golden staff. I'm wondering, because we haven't seen too much of Hanabi like at all competitively, aside from these niche situations, like where is that power spike gonna pop up for the Hanabi against a lineup like this? You can see the freeze coming down already. Whoa. 2 glorious pathways being dropped down, and Flap jumps to the backside as Few was taken out. Now Nibor still pushing the pressure on Super Marco, gonna get the lockdown again. Vengeance is popped as well. Numen Blast won't find the target, and still Flap goes down. Kyle will be able to pick up Aqua though, and still chasing it further, but Irad, so tanky and has an immortality, will not be able to get anything more off of it. The 2-for-1 trade favored for RSG.
Finally, it took 7 minutes for Falcons APBREN to finally get the kill onto Aqua. And they were actually lucky because the Spear of Destruction did not hit. But look at Kosei working on the middle lane right now. Isn't bothered that Ogwen and Few is there trying to defend their turret. And right now, RSG on a roll. Working on the top lane, working on the middle lane. Has a 1.3k gold lead. And wow, it feels like the Raiders woke up after game number 1.
Definitely did, and now we'll see if they wake up here for the last turtle of the game. Glorious pathways both being dropped down. Once again on the backside, Aqua in trouble. Numen Blast will be able to find a couple targets, but Aqua finally getting taken down. Spear Destruction there to follow in through. Still going to be going for the fight. The turtle's going to get reset for now. Still, who's going to be able to grab it? Irad will secure the turtle. And again, the skirmish pulls on through. The 1-for-1, Irad's still alive, and he'll conceal on out of there.
A 1-for-1 trade. And wow, RSG Philippines. I mean, Kyle Teasy has the Ling here, but for some reason, they only have 2 kills. Really having a hard time up against the Raiders, and even Kyle Teasy trying to go right after the purple buff here as they trade for a top lane turret. It looks like the power spike of Falcons APBREN really towards the mid to the late game. But again, the problem will persist. RSG, the Raiders have the Moskov, have Kosei. So in terms of those split push potential, Falcons APBREN needs to watch out for that as well.
Yeah, right now it's, you know, again at this point when we get to this portion of the game, that mid to late game transition, you're going to see the lineup shine or not for FCAP. That's really what's up here at stake and how things kind of fall into place, because looking at how the items are, you know, I would say RSG is relatively comfortable right now, still working on that 3rd item here for Kosei, but, you know, already having the Corrosive Scythe and Golden Staff locked in, can rely on that front line, and then the peel as well coming out from Aqua. A lot of times the freeze is on point. The frigid glaciers and everything else. So yeah, like you said, Ingon, RSG seemed to have woken up after game 1.
Kosei finally picked up his DHS. So in terms of damage, you can actually rely on Kosei this time. But for Falcons APBREN, as soon as Super Marco also completes his Trinity, it's going to be hard for RSG Philippines. But look at this ejector once again on the Flap.
Flap tanky enough. Gets the flicker out. Glorious Pathway going to be dropped down. They want to fight it forward. Light's in trouble as Kyle TZ picks up the kill. Tons of Blaze being dropped down to Nibor, taking the brunt of the damage, and they have enough tankiness to fight on through as Ogwin falls, and it's a 1-for-1. The roamer for a roamer.
And all throughout the clash, did you see Super Marco? Yeah, you can't say Super Marco this time has superb positioning because he was literally in the middle of the clash, but he's unbothered because of the Lolita and Hanabi connection.
He's just freely moving.
Yes, literally free hitting, dishing out the damage he needs. Even if he's beside Light, even if he's beside Nibor or right in the vicinity of Aqua, he doesn't care. Because again, the passive of the Equinox, the passive of the Hanabi, CC immunity as long as she has shields. And with Ogwen always present, man, Super Marco.
And that's the thing. If we get to the late game, I'm worried for RSG if they're going to have too much trouble dealing with that combination, that synergy. Eyes set here in the mid lane. Both teams still holding on to the tier 1 turrets. We'll see if FCAP pushes it in, but already one turret down. Nibor now pulling the go signal. Spear Destruction too. They flip over Flap. He pops the Vengeance again. They want to fight it out. Tempest Blade is going to be used. Kosei goes down. He gets picked off by Kyle TZ as Nibor falls as well. And now Irad in trouble. Immortality going to be popped. Aqua passive is there, but Kyle TZ as well will get called off. He's not able to pick up the kill. We'll put the pressure on the top side. But RSG loses 3 members.
This is the mid-game power spike we're all waiting for. Again, the sustain from Falcons APBREN. In fact, Ogwen didn't even use the Revitalize. So the shields from Ogwen was enough to sustain the members of Falcons APBREN. A 003 KDA for Super Marco. That's misleading because he was actually dishing out the damage all throughout. And of course, Kyle TZ with the signature Ling 402 did the cleanup crew. As we look at the instant replay, again, credit also to Few for always having the Glorious Pathway ready to be expended. Looking at Kyle TZ, making sure that all the members of RSG Raiders with half health, with low health, he'll make sure he'll clean up the job.
Yeah, you see that CC immune pop up so often for Super Marco to the point where I don't even recall seeing him use the Aegis yet, the battle spell. Like, I don't think he's had to for the most part because of the fact that you have that Lolita there. So even more so if he decides to just go ahead and use the Aegis here. And look at this. Take a look, Super Marco.
Prior to Super Marco's pick, the last time Hanabi was used was back in Season 3, but Nibor has to use the Glorious Pathway to walk away.
Again, putting the pressure in the mid lane. Still the work is there. RSG trying to stop this own raid from FCAP. Being putting pressure down. And yeah, going back to it, man. Since Season 3?
Season 3. Was Nibor even alive back then?
I'm sure he was alive, man. It's, we get 2 seasons a year, so let's do the quick math.
Yeah, quick math. One thing for sure is RSG needs to defend the onslaught of attack coming in from Falcons APBREN. Even Irad having a hard time here as they were able to clear out the minions. 1 inhibitor down for RSG Philippines, though.
Very interesting, too. Looking at this, Super Marco is at that power spike, has what he needs, even has the wings himself. Yeah, some extra shield. You want more shield? I'll take more shield.
You have more shields than how many bullets RSG can throw at you, but Irad now.
Oh no, Irad gonna be in trouble. Last Insanity already expended. They're gonna fight in the Numenum Blast, and there it is. Super Marco again, moving and grooving freely as 2 down for RSG. No Lord for the taking. But the pressure is on as FCAP has hit that power spike.
Okay, so we just got word that the last player to use Hanabi was Coco during versus Archangels in the grand finals of Season 3. Wow.
That makes me feel old.
Yeah.
That's a while.
Me also. That's a sad throwback for us oldies. But one thing for sure is Falcons APBREN has a 5.9k gold lead as they take down once again an inhibitor onto the top lane. Super Marco picks up the Malefic Roar. 203 KDA from the bulletproof man himself. I'm just still baffled that a pro team executed this toxic lineup.
Hey,
in a high-stakes game.
I always say, and I've seen some games, 5 Retributions, 5 Arrivals. If it's in the game and you can use it,
5 flame shots.
it's fair. That's how I see it. Hang on. So you know what? If call it toxic or not, FCAP, it's in the game. They utilize it. They're making it work. Look at the shields, by the way.
Wow.
Massive shields here. Few the whole time. Glorious Pathway has been the choice.
It would have been nice to have an Esmeralda for Raiders. But now as the second Lord is up for grabs.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Glorious Pathway
Forcing
coming
the
in
fight.
for Falcons.
Again for the fight. Kyle Teasy's going to find Aqua. Still has the passive, but right under the Tempest of Blades. Kyle Teasy still looking for more. Irad goes down. Whole time, Kosei pushing on the other side of the map. That might be it, at least for now. 2 down for RSG. They're going to go in for a full-based push here. It looks like just 4 members. They're going to go ahead and put this to the test here. There's just too much as Nubor goes down, and there's the lock-in too. A mega kill for Super Marco looking for Kosei. Will be able to not push it in just yet. It's only Kosei alive. 8 seconds on Aqua. Base is going to be worked on. Ogren holding down the front line, and that wave pushing in. And that looks like it could be it, as the base is going to be worked on, and FCAP will make it happen as they take the series 2-1. You can hear it.
You can hear the crowd chanting Hanabi. Last time this hero was picked was Season 3, but this time in the hands of the bulletproof man himself, Super Marco, making it work.